Cowboys out here making roster moves. I'm going to keep it real. I don't agree with none of it. What's good, people? It's your boy, Mr. Rome. Cowboys fan talk. Right back. Like I never left. What's up with y'all, man? How y'all feeling? Happy Monday. Y'all Cowboys is out here making roster moves, man. You seen the title. You already know what this is about. Today's main news item is the Cowboys have placed the franchise tag officially. It's on them. On Tony Pollard. Let me just get this out there. Anybody that loves Tony Pollard, because I do. This league is about being able to see the future, seeing around corners. Do I think that Tony Pollard's going to have a bad year this year? Nope. I think he's going to be phenomenal. But the Cowboys is a team that just don't know how to let go. I don't know what's going on. We just can't let go. We, at this point, Jerry, Steven, they just can't move on from players that they love. Now, they'll move on from some players that we need and that they don't love. Amari Cooper. But Tony Pollard, it's not that he's not amazing. He's a weapon. But he unfortunately plays a position that you just can't pay $10 million in 2023. You just can't do it. There's proven ways to get by without doing it. Now, we have to live with it. $10 million is less than what we paid Zeke last year, which was like 18. So yes. But at the end of the day, we had almost $20 million because we was paying Tony some money last year into our whole running back room. That's a lot of money. You know why it's a lot of money? Because go back and look at what our running back room produced in the playoffs. And tell me if that's $20 million worth or close to it. It's not. And this year, even if we have a phenomenal year, if we cut Zeke, $11 million dead cap, $10 million to Tony, that's $20 million again. $20 million on the running back room. Tony got to go for $2,000 to even feel like, I mean, you know. But if he goes for 12 to 1,300, 300 passing yards, it still don't feel like it's enough. Because that $20 million, that's your other receiver for the quarterback that y'all swear can't do nothing without weapons. But your ownership, I tweeted this out on Twitter earlier. I said, Dak got to stop re-signing all these running backs. Because, you know, they blame everything on Dak. But the reality of the situation is our ownerships, they just won't let go of players. When there's obviously like last year, we just couldn't move off Dalton Schultz, right? Just couldn't, had to pay him. That money could have been Bobby Wagner. It could have been the difference in getting Von Miller. I know Von got hurt. Or anyone else. Instead, we forced ourselves to franchise tag Dalton Schultz when we could have used that money elsewhere because Peyton Hendershot and Jake Ferguson worked out. They looked amazing. And they both would have had better stats if they got more opportunities because Dalton Schultz weren't out there. And I can hear people that, well, they don't block well. Well, at the end of the day, Dalton Schultz ain't a world-renowned blocker. Let's not get crazy. I've seen him get worked out on the end of the line plenty of times. And that's why right now, today, the news is Dalton Schultz is walking in free agency. I got one thing to say. Good luck, Dalton. Hope you go get your money. You can't get it from us no more. I wish that the Jones family can say, if it ain't A-Train, if it ain't Bijan, if it ain't Gibbs, if it ain't Charbonnet, it's so many running backs. I'm not naming a bunch of them. I saw running backs going off all weekend. Go get two of them. Go get a late one. It's running backs everywhere. It's one of those drafts where you're like, yo, it's a lot of good running backs. You go get one, and you save the money difference because you know you're like, we get rid of Zeke, we get rid of Tony, because you can let Tony go for free if you had the nuts to do it. Now your running back room is maybe like 15, which is still a lot because of the dead money, which ain't the same as a cap hit, but it's still dead money. But my point is, you find other financial ways, and then that difference in that $5-6 million, that could be Bobby Wagner. Or another, have y'all seen the fire sale that the Titans is letting go? Simmons and Dupree, and it's players available. You could beef up this defense with other established defenders that are veterans for a decent amount of money if you're just willing to let go and start over and bring in some other players that you're not quite familiar with that can pay dividends. You can't say the free agents don't pay dividends because we've seen free agents come in here and pay dividends. They just don't want to pay the free agents. They want them to somehow come here and play for free. That ain't happening. Anyway, back to the Tony Pollard thing. Look, even Neville Gallimore. They released a story today saying, they're not going to be releasing Neville Gallimore. They see upside in him and all this extra stuff, and that's fine. I've made videos. I've talked about how Neville Gallimore is a great player. But my problem is this. He hasn't really lived up to what I thought he could be, and at some point you got to cut bait. Y'all cut bait with Ridgeway that we just drafted too early, and he's paying down in Washington. But Neville Gallimore just has upside. No, he got hurt this year. Y'all refused to admit that he was hurt. Now I got to think that he's going to have a phenomenal year coming off of a messed up injury. When y'all was just saying the other players are just outplaying him. Well, if he couldn't beat the players last year, what makes me think that this year he just going to come back dominating? He's not better than Osa. He can't outplay John. He can't outplay Hankins. I know he ain't on our team because he's a free agent. He can't outplay Watkins. Who can Neville Gallimore outplay? I've seen him have his moments, but that's it, just moments. My question to y'all is this. If you made it this far in the video, please answer this in the comments. Why can the Cowboys not let go of players? I love Ezekiel Elliott, man. I do. But it's just time. It's time. This isn't a slight. Don't feel sorry for Zeke as far as it being time. Zeke has made more money than a lot of us might ever touch. Y'all might become trillionaires. I might become a millionaire. You never know. But Zeke has made plenty of money. And he will go on and make some more money somewhere else if he gets let go. That's not me hating on him. But I know when the chips have been down and it's time for him to step up and give us something, he just hasn't been able to. And unfortunately, like y'all won't do for Dak Prescott, he'll get all the line wasn't blocking right or his knee was messed up. But you'll look Dak Prescott in the face and say, oh, you broke your thumb on your throwing finger this year? And you threw a lot of picks? Well, that's on you. Because which one is it? Dak battled back, came back with a broken thumb on his throwing hand and played through it and threw some interceptions. No one gives him a pass. Zeke got his knee tore up. It helmet to knee versus Denver. Not versus Denver, versus Detroit. And it affected his playing. And people will come out and say, you see he got hurt. So why would you not give him the benefit of the doubt of coming back next year? Well, because my quarterback can't get the benefit of the doubt of having a throwing hand injury and battling through it. It's the way of the world. So let me sum this all up together, man. I wish that the Cowboys would find it in their hearts, reach down in your soul, get the courage to just be like, yo, some of these players are going to be gone. We're going to retool. We're going to get back together. And we're going to bring in other players to get better. Period. It ain't really that deep. We go Malik Davis, another running back from the draft, or two. Now we're going to keep Tony Pollard. That's already done. So let's talk about facts. Since he's going to be here next year. You still go draft you a running back and you move on from Zeke. Just for pure production, if you got to have a highly paid room, at least it needs to produce. Last year, like I said, we had a $20 million room basically. Someone put in the comments how much Tony Pollard made last year. It was a nice expensive room, close to 20, because Zeke was making 18. Right? So all the running backs combined, we at least almost 19 million. Because Tony Pollard made some money last year. He ain't make $8. And although he got hurt, I'm just saying, your running back room that was close to quarterback money couldn't get you nothing in the playoffs. 2 years in a row, basically. I'm asking for production. And not to be funny, a lot of these young dudes come in and instantly produce. Look at Pacheco in the Super Bowl. Sometimes you just got to have juice in them knees. Pause. Young running backs be having juice. But look, y'all tell me how y'all feel. Tell me some running backs you like that's coming out in the draft. And we're going to just manifest that the Cowboys actually take a running back in this draft. It's your boy, Mr. Rome, man. Our franchise need to stop being so sentimental and get with the times. Sometimes you got to be willing to move on from a great player so that you can get a greater player. I'll holler.